If you're craving roast chicken and it's the middle of the week and you just don't have the time, I have the solution. It is these beautiful chicken thighs. They cook much quicker than a whole chicken and they are absolutely delicious, succulent and tender, and they're really quite quick and easy to do. I'm gonna roast them with some grapes. Grapes are juicy and fantastic when they're roasted, and I'm also gonna roast some shallots with some rosemary. You will love this recipe. So whether you're entertaining and you wanna throw a beautiful dinner party, or you're just throwing dinner together for the family in the middle of the week, this is a wonderful way to do it. Let's get cooking. I'll show you how we do it. We start off with a little bit of salt, pour just a little bit of oil into your pan, pepper of course, and then grab those chicken thighs and stick them in. Oh yeah, that's what you want to hear, that little sizzle. Now you might have to do this in 2 batches, or if you've got a second pan, you can do it that way too. I've cut my peeled shallots in half, so I stick those into the pan. Drizzle of oil for those guys. Nice hot pan, that's the real secret. The next thing I'm gonna do is make a beautiful glaze. This is balsamic vinegar. I'm gonna pour that straight on into a pan. So we just let that reduce down. I'm gonna season this side before I turn. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, see how we're already getting that beautiful color? That is exactly what we want. Now the great thing about cooking the chicken thighs instead of a whole chicken is they're much smaller pieces, so they cook way faster. It's really quick, very efficient time-wise, and absolutely delicious. And then once you've got them golden brown, it's only halfway cooked, but then I just pick that up, bring it over to your sheet tray, and just slide it straight on. A little bit of drizzle of the oil over the top. And we do the exact same with the rest of the thighs. Now, just before you remove this, what I do is get a few sprigs of rosemary and I actually throw them into my pan. You'll smell it almost instantly. Okay, once that's had a couple of minutes on the other side, take your pan. I'm just gonna pick up some of those rosemary sprigs and kind of drop them down like that. Slide that pan straight onto your sheet tray. You take these grapes, and we just nestle those grapes wherever you find a gap. Grapes, I know you probably haven't roasted them before, or if you have, not very often. They really are a wonderful way to bring something really fresh and juicy, great way to bring some sweetness to a dish, and they roast beautifully. We always think about eating them fresh, but they really do roast really nicely. Okay, this goes into the oven nice and hot. You want it about 200 degrees for about 10 minutes. Our chicken's in the oven. The kids are getting excited because it already smells delicious. I'm gonna show you how we finish this dish off. I've got a little bit of butter here, and I'm just gonna pop that into a pan just to melt it. And what we're gonna do is flavor it just gently with a little rosemary. So I've got a few sprigs of rosemary, and I kind of stir that around and let a little bit of that rosemary flavor infuse into the butter. The next thing is I'm going to make some like little crostinis. I take that butter or that rosemary and I butter my bread with it, just like that. So I'm kind of using it almost as a pastry brush. You take this and stick it straight over onto your grill. Then I can brush the other side of my bread. Okay, once you sort of smell that bread turning into toast, all you want to do is have a little peek. Oh yeah, look at those beautiful char marks that we've already got on there. Right, once you're happy with the thickness of the glaze, which I am, I'm just gonna kill the heat. It's gonna keep it nice and hot. Same with my bread. I'm happy with the way this is toasted, so I've just turned the heat off, but I will leave the toast on here as this grill continues to cool down because I wanna be able to just keep that perfectly warmed. Oh, that looks so good. Just gonna lift up those beautiful thighs and the shallots. Now, the way you know the chicken's cooked is you ask yourself, did I follow Curtis's recipe? Because if you followed it, then yes, your chicken will be perfectly cooked. But if you don't trust me, that's okay. I'm gonna give you another little technique. What you do is you take a sharp knife and you just prick into the center of that chicken, push beside it. If pink juice flows out, you know that it's under, right? If it doesn't, like mine, then you know that that is perfectly cooked. So go ahead and pour that gorgeous jus all over. The reason for the bread, of course, is all of that delicious juice. So you just sort of tuck that in and around. It's going to soak up some of that beautiful jus. And don't forget that beautiful balsamic glaze. So this again brings you a real acidity, but also a delicious sweetness. And I just drizzle that all the way over. Look at that. Beautiful. Next time you've got a hankering for roast chicken, don't forget, grab some chicken thighs, some grapes, some shallots. You can have dinner on the table in 30 minutes. The flavor of this is going to be sensational. I hope you love it. If you want more recipes, go to coles.com.au. Click on the links below to check out my recipes and don't forget to subscribe.